up the podcast. We got the nerd button on repeat and we're gonna smash. Come on in and I can assure you that we're open shoe polish on our signs cause our locks are always broken. You need that view askew? You know we got you, dude. Showing gratitude and always smiling, never rude. Top 5 movie reviews and what's new. We bringing out the big guns when we coming through. Welcome to the stage. Come on, enjoy the day. Hurry up, don't come in late. You know we love it the sacred stage.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Live from the Secret Stash. I am one of 3 hosts, Christian Cortez, joined always by
Michael Zapsik, and to my right, the lovely, beautiful, and talented
Julia Zapsik.
There we are.
That's a girl. You remembered your name.
Look at that. I didn't botch the intro this time this week. I didn't have a stroke in the middle of it.
This smells burnt onions.
Smells like French toast. Welcome to the Secret Stash Show. How you guys doing?
We're doing well.
Damn,
oh my
I could
God,
eat
that
some
was very
French-
specific.
I
by
could
the
eat
way.
some French toast right now.
I know, but you gave me some delicious little chocolate treats before.
Love them, right?
Yeah,
Peanut butter
Ruh-roh
cups.
Ruby Snacks.
yeah, pretty much.
Oh, they were great.
Introducing a new nickname that you are now forever going to call me.
Yes.
What
Christian is now Chocolate Kryptonite.
I'm
So-
okay with this too.
Yeah.
Like, come up and don't even
I
say
must
my
have
name.
missed
Just be
that.
like, Christian,
Hey,
Chocolate Kryptonite.
Chocolate
What's up?
Kryptonite. What's going on, brother?
I'm totally cool with it. It
Oh,
is all
boy.
good.
Okay.
It's just from across the room. I'll hear Chocolate Kryptonite. What? Oh
Leave
yeah.
the store for
it's
5
me.
minutes to go get something, and
Now I have a
you
nickname.
missed a lot. Yeah, you missed a whole new nickname.
No, actually, it's because
It,
you
it
went to
ca-
go
it
get
came
that.
from the chocolate
Yes,
that you
from the
brought.
chocolate that you brought.
Because Mike saw me light up when he handed me a Reese's peanut butter cup.
And he said, "Oh my God, this is my kryptonite." And I said,
Chocolate Kryptonite.
Yes, chocolate kryptonite. That's good.
That's
That's
not
good, that's
racist
good.
in the least, folks. And you thought it was. You sons of bitches. How dare you?
He's spicy,
I
but,
wa-
in a happy
Yeah,
mood
happy
today.
spicy.
I
I'm in a good mood, man. A lot of cool's been going on. I just got the latest cut of my short film, and that's
Ooh.
looking really,
Excellent.
really good.
Is
I-
this
for you.
this is Mr. Downtown?
no, Mr. Downtown is actually recording voices this weekend, so that's going really well. And then-
Nobody got my invitation.
I got a character for you. Don't worry.
I'm sure.
But then, no, this is a cut of the movie that I shot in November. Just Desserts.
excellent.
I am so excited for that to be near done. Then that goes to color and sound design and all that fun stuff. But in the meantime, I got to see it in a complete state, and it was very, 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 very dope.
I've
That must
something.
be pretty exciting.
It is. It's very, very. It's really cool to see that, because when I look back on that time, I was exhausted those 3 days we
Yes,
shot
you
it.
were.
Because then I got home and I probably slept equal amount of time. I slept for another 3 days.
Hmm.
I remember because didn't we had to skip 1 week
Yes,
there.
because I was
because you were dead.
I was
Okay.
deceased.
That's cool.
But then I also proceeded to have the most dangerous ride into New York City I had ever had in my life. I think I told
Really?
you guys that story.
Oh,
Did I?
Yes.
Where I overloaded my car and to drive all this heavy ass film gear into the city, not knowing, but also figuring out the limits of a 2002 Buick LeSabre and what it's capable of hauling. That car became a low rider real quick. But yeah, no. So that film, probably going to do like another round of edits, and then it is ready to be seen.
Very
And
cool.
I can't wait to show you guys. It was so much fun.
I want to see it, and that's one. But number 2, and this dovetails into what happened this past weekend.
Mhm.
You got to spend some time with Mark Bernardin.
I did.
And how did you find our friend Mark?
Mark
Bernardin?
is just as cool as
Mhm.
you imagine him to be, kids. Like, he was so kind, so awesome, and just a
Can we steal him from Kevin?
Yeah, let's steal him from Kevin.
I know why he's such a.
just a wealth of knowledge.
yeah,
Is that
I
the
know,
word?
But can we? Yeah, can we? You think we
Julia,
can get in there?
same question. You're on Christian's side. Mark was perfectly a lovely person.
I, you know what? I always try to, when I meet people in person, try to like keep an open mind, right? Because people are people, human beings are human beings.
but
but he is fucking amazing.
Okay.
He's just like a soul, a shining soul. So talented, so gracious. It was such a pleasure having him in the store.
Wow.
It really was.
But that's not the
I know
only.
you guys went toe to toe though, right? Yeah.
Not even a
there
little
was,
bit.
There
No,
were
Mark
always
was-
sparks were
Mark was
flying.
awesome. I gotta be honest. I was trying to be like
Mark
a little
Mark
bit of
got
a-
first. Mark got first licks, but Zach.
no,
It wasn't like that.
No, he is one of, if not the nicest persons I've ever met. He's one of, and just what a lovely guy.
Mhm.
And
Absolutely.
we were nerding out, talking to each other about stuff, and back and forth. And he's a font of knowledge.
Yeah.
And it's fantastic. And I don't get to nerd out on that level very often. I don't,
One of the things, excuse me for interrupting, but talking about nerding and being a font of knowledge, one of the things that I enjoyed so much is, listen, I know what I know and I know what I don't know. And I'm certainly not going to be entered in any competition for, nerd knowledge. I know some stuff. I don't
Sweetie,
I don't qualify.
You do pretty damn.
No.
Don't sell yourself
But,
short.
don't ever sell yourself short.
Listen, if Mark were sitting here and it were like the three of you, you could go head to head. And I need a little bit of background. I need a little bit of context. But he does it like, have you ever met somebody who knows a lot about something and you get into a conversation with them and the whole conversation's about them letting you know in these passive aggressive ways how they're so much smarter than you. They know so much more than you. And they're being nice, but they're also letting you know that like you don't really know shit. And like I'm the expert here. Like that's
I know. It's called Christian's Comics College.
No.
I
Whoa!
love you, Mike. I'm just
Holy
kidding. I'm just
shit.
kidding.
Goodness.
Damn.
Damn.
Okay.
Now I have to go back and watch 39. Yeah, I know. I'm just going to push this over and walk away.
And after we gave you chocolate out of our
Jesus
I'm,
Christ.
I'm sorry. It was right there.
Chocolate
It was
kryptonite,
right
man.
there.
That's true. You couldn't.
Wow.
Yeah.
It was right there to say it. And that is-
it was.
It is so far from the truth.
You have failed that test, Christian.
But
Holy
listen,
God.
listen.
No,
I have met people like that, and it's
The dark side is strong in this one.
I know.
That's right.
That's racist. Holy.
Damn, Jules.
Oh my God.
What?
Wow.
What'd you say that for?
Yeah, that is.
Come
so
on.
racist, baby.
I'm just
Oh,
messing
go
with
to
you,
George.
Jules.
Oh, fuck. No. Go to George Lucas and take that up with him. I didn't create the fucking force.
Atta girl.
I'm just a victim like everybody else. Hey, listen, no, but like Mark has a way of talking to you and like laying on the knowledge, and he doesn't hold back. It's not like he's dumbing himself down, but like I never felt stupid talking to him.
He meets you at your level.
I was in the
100%.
conversation,
Yeah.
and I do like that.
That's what I
about him.
loved about him. He was, just bing, 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 and just so warm to the fans. And we had a line outside the door, waiting for us to open up.
Oh,
So
yeah.
I was like, that's pretty dope.
They kept hyping it up at the show too. They were like, "He's going to be at the stash tomorrow." Like they kept bringing it
Excellent.
up. He's going to be at the stash. He's going to be at the stash. And guess what? He was at the stash.
He was.
And guess
I
what?
was
He
like,
signed some
yes.
stuff too.
He signed a lot of stuff. Yeah. And God bless him for coming in. It was a great day. Fun time was had by all. Kevin showed up.
He did.
Yes, he did.
Yes, he did. He was here for about an hour and a half, 2 hours. He was signing stuff, taking photos with people.
Mhm.
Just
It was a good day.
it was
a great day. It was a
That's
great
awesome.
day.
I love
and,
it.
And there were a lot of people here. I mean, it was crowded. It wasn't overwhelmingly crowded, but it was happening all day long. However,
It's what the kids call popping.
popping.
it was
okay, it was
pop,
popping.
pop.
But we did have a few of his Adora books left over, which he graciously signed and left with us. So and we have them up online. So, and if you call the store, you can get them to the store too. Chrissy, I'm actually looking up that the answer to your question right now. So,
But yeah, one of the things that I noticed too
Yeah, speaking of
was
no
that
context, folks.
one of the things that I noticed when I got to meet him and talk with him a little bit is that kindness is a big thing for me, and I was very glad when I met Kevin that he was actually just as nice as I thought he was going to be, and Mark almost more so. Like
Yes.
it was kind of incredible. Where I was like, I look up to smart and good people. Like this feels good, and then we got to see something really, really special.
Oh, was it?
Yep.
Talk to us.
So Mark gave a little sneak peek of his directorial debut.
Oh, no way. Really? That is awesome.
Y'all are in for a treat. He made something incredible.
Aw.
I I hope his plan to expand upon it goes through.
Mm-hmm.
But I love everything about it, from the casting to the direction to the acting. Like,
That's fantastic.
Mark and his crew did a bang up job. It's so good.
That
It's
is awesome.
so good. Be on the lookout, guys. This is a hell of a film. There's more info coming about it soon. I know a lot of people that were actually in the audience donated to the Kickstarter campaign.
Nice.
So it was awesome to see it in its completed state.
That's fantastic.
It was dope.
Did we even know about the Kickstarter?
No.
Oh, fuck.
Here's the thing. I didn't know about it either. I guess on the episodes where he had talked about it more are ones that I guess had just missed. So when he was like, hey, we're going to play test my movie, because we tested it the night before.
Mhm.
And I was like, movie? And then we pull it up on the screen, and it was amazing. It was so good. We had one of the workers at the theater come in, and he was like, is that a fucking Marvel movie?
That's pretty awesome.
And I was like, maybe it will be one day. But yeah, no, it was great. My experience with Mark was dope. And then
And
that was it.
apparently, everyone who came into the store who had gone to any of the shows, because he was there for 3 nights, just raving. They all had such a great time, and the pictures from the Smodcastle cinemas looked
Yeah,
awesome too.
It was
Ben,
fun.
Can I just say, our friend Gina Ziegler out there,
Fantastic
she
photographer.
did fucking amazing work. She is, and pardon me for dropping the F-bomb on this particular poor Gina. But Gina and her guy Ryan, I mean, they're at like everything. They're so supportive of the Smodcastle cinemas.
Big time.
That's incredible.
I saw them, I think, every day for every screening. We
Oh,
had.
that's cool.
That's amazing. And I have a question. You were there all 3 days?
I did.
Were you there when In Living Color was? Yes.
Hmm.
Living Color. And who is that? gentleman?
Corey Glover. So
Corey Glover,
so
okay.
for Streets of Fire, which one I had never seen before.
Streets of Fire. Yeah, Michael Paré and
Yeah, so
Baby Defoe.
Baby Defoe.
Baby Defoe.
Also, Rick Moranis playing a dick
yeah,
perfectly. Like I'm so used to seeing him as like the meek or like the dad type,
right.
and to see him play an asshole was just kind of weird, but in the best way possible.
Pretty kick ass.
It is kick ass. But so that was the first time I'd seen it.
Did
and
you
then,
tell him that it was Ming, or it was not me that he? You should have said that. It wasn't Mike at the stash that day that didn't recognize you.
It wasn't Mike. I promise, Corey.
I promise you, Corey. Wasn't Mike.
But no, because
Ming Chen thinks that
my family's
we all look
doing
alike.
work with them, so
Uh-huh.
it was cool because he hadn't seen me probably since I was like a little one.
Damn.
With the same amount of hair. So
Oh, okay, cool.
so he
Fair.
did recognize me because of this, but then when I was like,
He's
oh
like,
yeah, I'm
Chocolate
Chris.
Kryptonite. What's up?
Yeah, he gave me a big old hug, and
Oh,
it was really cool because I got to see him meet Kevin for the first time because he's a
Wow.
huge fan, and it was really, really dope to see because you could see like all the knowledge, all the nerdness coming to
Aw.
him at once. He's like, "Oh my god!" and gives Kevin a big old hug, and I was like, "That was cool to see. That
That's
was awesome." So it was a great weekend, and I loved watching all those movies on the big screen because each
Mm.
one of them I had never seen up until that point.
Oh wow.
Well, Flash, not on a big screen. I had
Mhm.
seen Flash like at home, but that was fun.
Hmm.
It was so Dune
Flash is
Dune is
amazing.
weird.
Dune is very weird, mainly because
Dune is
of Kyle MacLachlan is perfectly weird for that too.
Yeah. Well, I
And,
mean, it's David Lynch, and
but it's David Lynch. And if you listen to, and you can borrow my copy of Mel Brooks's autobiography, he's very proud because he's one of the people who gave David Lynch his start.
did he really?
Yeah, the Elephant Man. After
Really?
he did Eraserhead, he did the Elephant Man, and Elephant Man was produced by Brooks Films,
Whoa.
which is Mel Brooks's production company.
So what you're saying is that without Mel Brooks, we wouldn't have Twin Peaks.
Without Mel Brooks, you would probably not have. Without Mel Brooks, you wouldn't have shit, man.
Without Mel Brooks, the world would cease to exist.
Well, in
You
my
know what?
opinion, yeah.
I do believe that. because I also just watched History of the World Part 2.
You did.
Oh, how was it?
I really like it.
Really? Okay.
Of course you do.
It
Nick
seems well, it's Nick Kroll, Wanda Sykes, and when I say, all right, we're cursing here today, a fuck ton of creative people on this show. It was so good. Like, it's one of those shows where it's joke after joke after joke after joke after joke, and of course, not every single one lands, but the ones that do land,
Of course.
Mhm.
it's a good time.
Well, that's the thing when you start like doing that, and it's so weird because I was reading about like the birth of the kind of the counterculture comedy, the birth of Saturday Night Live, National Lampoon, which came from the Harvard Lampoon.
So like Airplane and stuff like that as well, or a little after?
Actually, it was before Airplane. It was around the same. Actually, they were around the same time that National Lampoon and Kentucky Fried Movie came out.
Okay.
Kentucky Fried Movie was the very first one. It was the Zucker brothers and Jim Abrams,
Yes.
and they were on one end of the spectrum. But you also had the guys from the Harvard Lampoon who became National Lampoon because they took it over and they made it their own.
Mm-hmm.
And the Harvard Lampoon was always like, "Oh, we're so funny," and they had a stick up their ass, and they wanted to get away from the Henny Youngman kind of "take my wife, please,"
Yeah, that
kind of thing, which Mel Brooks excelled at. I mean, but he had all the people who were up and comers, from the Borscht Belt. You had, but like the second generation, like the Woody Allens, the Neil Simons. The guys who were, going to make
the next
comedy their
generation
own.
of great shows.
Right. And that includes Rodney Dangerfield. He was on that wave that came with the National Lampoon people, even though he was an older guy.
Would you say that, and correct me if I'm very wrong, but also Norman Lear and his type of comedy branch, or is that another, would you say
Norman
that's
Lear
just,
was, he was different but the same because he was a contemporary of Mel Brooks.
okay.
Because they all like made their bones on like the TV shows at the time.
Mhm.
Your Sid Caesar show, your Show of Shows.
Oh my God, Sid Caesar.
Woody Allen was a writer for that, and Neil Simon, Doc Simon, and
Didn't Sam Simon get his start on one of those shows too? Do you know, co-developer of The Simpsons?
yeah, I'm pretty sure. And actually, James L. Brooks. I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, you're talking, but you have to like roll back and realize that he also did Taxi.
Such a good show.
Exactly. And that was
that
the
show.
stuff that was informed by this comedy that was coming out that, Lauren Michaels was trying to get off the ground.
Mhm.
It started with the National Lampoon and rolled out of Second City, which is Chicago. They had Second City.
So it's
Television
all
and
in one way, just kind of interconnected because
It's all interconnected.
Because all these guys not only knew and worked with each other, it was also a level of mutual respect.
Of course, they
Like-
gave each other their breaks.
Yeah, exactly. Like SNL's first season is the National Lampoon radio shows cast or something like that.
It was
Yeah.
all they robbed from Second City Television. But then the next wave of Second City Television were the guys who weren't asked onto Saturday Night Live, and they ended up going on Canadian television, like Joe Flaherty and Rick Moranis and Dave Thomas and
Eugene Levy,
and some of the funniest women in the world, Catherine
O'Hara.
Oh my
Madeline
God.
Kahn.
Madeline Kahn was one of
Mel's.
Mel's.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
I
she
love Madeline
wasn't
Kahn.
part of that.
Oh, okay.
No, she wasn't part of that repertory company. As a matter of fact, and it's really funny because we were just talking about Gene Snyder, Kevin and I.
Mhm.
Gene Snyder, who was a creative writing teacher up at Brookdale, and he was one of Kevin's favorite teachers and one of mine when we were taking classes. And he would hang out with these guys like Madeline Kahn, Susan Sullivan.
I mean, if you're going to learn how to write comedy, it's probably a good idea to hang out around those guys.
Yeah, it's sort of like the Algonquin Round Table. So
Someone in the comments had said that part 2 is not as good as part 1. History
I
of
saw
the
that
World.
comment too.
And I'll agree. Like, listen, when you're doing a sequel, miniseries sequel, especially when History of the World was a movie, and this is jumping into the world of streaming television, there's going to be some definite differences between the originals. I loved that original movie so much, though, that I am not going to compare those apples and oranges and just kind of enjoy the material.
Yeah.
I, for one, am happy to just see Mel Brooks doing something.
Could
But
you
the-
check something for me?
But the second, I will check. Read the second part of that comment because Michael's going to be tickled when he hears what the second part of that comment was. What do
History
you
of the
check
World
for you?
Part 2 is nowhere near as funny as the first one, but Asian Elvis on Netflix, worth every minute of watching.
That's true.
I have heard about
Agent Elvis.
Agent
is
Elvis.
Amazing.
What am I looking up? For
You're
you?
looking up what year did History of the World Part 1 come out? I think it was 1981. Because I think it was Richard Pryor who was supposed to be doing the Josephus.
Oh my God.
I was, but yeah, and that's
June 12th, 1981. Good memory, sir.
Gotcha. So we're
Mhm.
talking 40 years ago. And you make a sequel 40 years later, and it's not as funny. And Josh, I'll agree with you. You're right. It's not going to be as funny because a lot of the people who
Worked
made
on them too. Aren't
yeah,
around
a lot of the
anymore.
people, yeah, they're not. I mean, Dom DeLuise, every one of those people were an accomplished comedic actor.
Oh, big time.
Madeline Kahn, Dom DeLuise,
Gene
Howard.
Wilder.
Gene
Gene Wilder.
Wilder wasn't in there, honey.
Not in this
What are we
one.
talking about?
History of the World Part
Oh, we're still okay. We're back
Yeah.
to History of the World Part. I thought we were still talking
Madeline
about.
Kahn.
Squire,
Gregory
you
Hines.
look like the piss boy.
Yes.
Oh yeah, and you look like a bucket
Harvey
of shit.
Korman, for God's sakes.
Harvey
I mean,
Korman.
God rest his soul. God rest all their souls because none of them are there.
Gregory
Howard Morris.
Hines.
Gregory Hines again.
Hold on, it's Mel. Did Mel Brooks like outlive like?
Everybody.
Yeah.
He outlived, and
He
Carl
out- he-
Reiner was
he outlived
96
his
when he
wife.
died. I know, and she was an amazing actress too. Although she
Mhm.
was not in that, she was in. She did two things with him. One was Silent Movie, and the other one was. Damn it! Hold on one second. I'll tell you. Silent Movie and To Be or Not to Be
There you go.
with Tim Matheson. So Mel Brooks. You don't have comedy the way it is today without Mel Brooks.
Big time.
So
And then when you have Mel Brooks a part of a project now, you might as well consider that a badge of honor. Because one of my favorite, and it's an underrated movie franchise in my opinion, but he appeared in the second and third one, and it was Hotel Transylvania. I like those little
Mm.
movies, and again directed by the guy who did Samurai Jack. His name is
Okay.
Genndy Tartakovsky. They're fun movies. They're very like lively and
But that
very
was-
well animated.
well, wasn't that that was Adam Sandler, and he
Yes.
But did he do a lot of the writing in that? Because Adam Sandler writes a lot of his own stuff.
The sequel, yes. And to
Okay.
here's the weird thing. Hotel Transylvania 2 is probably one of Adam Sandler's best movies in years.
Gotcha.
And what's cool about Mel being a part of it, and it's something that I've noticed, is now people are starting, kids younger are starting to be like, who's that? Like, that's,
yeah, I want to be him.
who's that guy? Who's that voice? And then parents would be like, let me tell you a story.
Let me tell you about Mel.
Let me
Brooks.
tell you about Mel Brooks.
Yeah, I'm going to put on a movie for you, kid. Sit down. We're going to put on Blazing Saddles. Yeah, oh my God.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
I love Blazing Saddles so
Me
much.
too. Oh my God. Such a
Co-written,
classic.
co-written by Richard Pryor.
Yeah, and the funny thing is
Was
that,
it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
you didn't know that?
No, I did
Oh my
not
God,
know
my
that.
wife. And I keep telling you these things.
Wow. Okay. Where's Mark? Okay. So we were just
Mark,
talking
where
about
you at?
that?
We
yeah,
miss
Mark,
you.
what's going, buddy?
Yeah.
He's not coming
Donnie,
back.
You're sitting here throwing stuff at me. I'm like, wow, I'm like the worst husband in the world because people are like,
But
she should know this.
let's not also forget we're
Richard
we're
Pryor.
talking about all these amazing actors like Richard Pryor and stuff, but we also get one of my personal favorites, Gene Wilder.
Mm.
Yes.
I like anything I see Gene Wilder in, I will always be a fan of. One of my all-time favorite movies, and I don't care. Some people don't like it. Silver Streak. I love that flick.
Streak was a great
Mm.
movie.
It's
Stir Crazy.
I didn't
Great
see
movie.
Silver Streak.
Silver
Stir Crazy I did a long time ago. The best, there are a couple of lines, like do you have like a little list, a short list in your head of perfectly delivered lines in movies?
Ooh.
I have two that come to mind really quickly. They're both from Mel Brooks films. One is, and I forget the name of the actor who played the lead in one of Mel Brooks's first movies called The 12 Chairs.
Okay.
And so because I don't remember his name, I'm not going to go there. But the second one was Gene Wilder, And in Blazing Saddles, do you remember the scene when and what was the actor's name who played the
Cleavon
sheriff? Cleavon Little. Cleavon
Wait,
Little goes in.
Well, can I take a guess? Is
Okay.
it these are simple country folk?
No, that's fucking hysterical, but that's not the line.
You know,
So Cleavon Little
morons.
No. That's a beautiful piece of writing and delivery right there. But very poignant, especially for me, was Cleavon Little goes in, Bart goes in, and he confronts what's
Bart.
his name? No, what's his name?
Bart was
Harvey
what was
Korman's
it?
character?
No,
Gene
no,
Wilder's character
was the Waco Kid.
the Waco Kid in jail, and he's drunk off his ass in a cell, and he comes in and he sits down, and the first thing he does was hand him a bottle, and he just like takes it and he like starts chugging it down. He can barely hold it, and Bart says, "A man drinks like that and don't eat's gonna die." And Gene Wilder looks at him, and he just like, and it was so beautiful. He's like, when? And it was like, I was like, holy shit, because I know that feeling. It's
similar
just like,
similar scene in that same time period of the movie, when he's like, well, that's not my shooting hand, this is my shooting hand.
Steady as a rock.
And then that's one of the things I do love about Mel Brooks comedies is you really have to rely on your actors and their sense of delivery.
Mhm.
Like, of course you get the great written material, but you have to know like what you're getting into to kind of understand it. And I hope we get more movies like that one day where I think we should embrace parody again. Like, come on.
Mm.
Like in a world where Cocaine Bear is a big box office success, I would love to see anything that parodies that. I'm cool.
But that's the thing when you like find out about like movies, like a genre of movie, and you've got your, the movie, like the Western, and then you've got the Western sort of sunset, and then it's a sort of death knell is the parody. That's actually, I think Blazing Saddles might have been like the shovel full of dirt on top of the Western.
Yeah, the ending alone is that to
like,
the millionth degree.
Oh my God, but it also breaks the fourth wall. I mean, the entire movie did.
You mean to tell me?
When Hedley Lamar was just, why am I asking you? I mean, a great line. And it was fucking Harvey Korman because he was Harvey fucking Korman. Yeah, I know. And talk about like a comedy show that had such a range of actors. The Carol Burnett Show, where he cut his teeth with Carol and Vicki Lawrence and Tim Conway and Lyle Wagner and, well, maybe not Lyle Wagner completely, but Harvey Korman and Tim Conway. I mean, an amazing cast. And Lyle Wagner.
But then that's funny because you mentioned Tim Conway. Again, a lot of these things a lot of the reasons why I know about these guys is because they got, well, at least they would later in the career voice smaller parts in kid shows that I was watching at the time. Tim Conway was Barnacle Boy on SpongeBob, along with Ernest Borgnine playing Mermaid Man.
Yes,
so
that
then,
I didn't know.
But then that's how I find out about Escape from New York and a whole bunch of other crazy things. And then Tim Conway, it's like, oh, well, he was on the Carol Burnett Show. What's the Carol Burnett Show? Oh, well, this is this, Christian. So that's why I think it's cool and I hope it happens more when movies, especially animated ones, kind of feature these legacy talents, because we want people to remember those type of flicks. We don't want them to kind of get lost in the pile of movie history because they don't deserve that. So speaking of flicks,
I know we were talking before we went on the air, and I have a question for you. So one of the things I put, and I know we're not really doing going by the notes this tonight, but I did see online that, and I think it's under, where is it? I say, you took it out? Oh, you took out the took out the Thomas and the Train thing?
I mean, sure. I mean, we can't. I mean, one of the things, I only took that out because that kind of comes down to like a fuck the suits type deal, because they rebooted the show and it looks really stupid. But it's okay. But it's okay.
I wanted to ask how you
we don't have to. It's okay. But yeah, no. What I thought you were going to lead into was was superhero fatigue.
Yes,
Because
yes, yes.
I
We were
think
talking
that
about
that
too.
does kind of what you were saying about how Blazing Saddles was the death nail because it was a parody of the Western. In theory, then, because history repeats itself and we've
Mm.
seen it happen on multiple occasions,
Mhm.
that might happen with the superhero genre.
Oh,
I'm hoping not, but yes.
I hope
and
not.
This is like a Rick and Morty moment for me. Yeah,
Okay.
where Rick said, "I took it for granted." I took that for granted.
Oh God.
Did you say the death nail?
The
The
death,
death knell.
Death
The
nail.
death
Yeah,
knell.
you
death
said
nail.
yeah,
Death nail.
Yeah,
Death-
no,
Death knell.
It's death knell.
Death nail.
He said death knell.
No, he said death nail.
Did I say death
You're just gonna
nail?
be that
Yeah,
guy.
I said
You're-
death.
you're
I
just
said
gonna be-
death
You're just
nail.
gonna be that
Yeah.
guy tonight,
No,
aren't you?
Yeah, the
No.
death.
You're just gonna be that.
Wait
guy
a minute.
tonight.
Is it not death nail?
It's death knell.
Really?
Honey, I'm not trying to be that guy.
No,
but
no, 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 no.
I think it's
I'm
awesome.
being
Listen.
forced to be. The people who are pulling my
God damn
strings
it.
are
Wait a
making me be
minute.
that
Hold
guy.
They
on.
have suits. They keep getting to me.
How it's death nail?
Knell.
Nell
K-N-E-L-L.
Nell is a Nell. The word of the day,
Oh.
guys. Nell is the sound of a bell.
Yes.
So the original thing was death knell because it was the dong showing.
See,
yes.
I always. Oh my God! I always.
okay.
I'm today years old just knowing this. I always thought it was death nail.
I wasn't being mean about
No, he
it.
wasn't. I don't consider that being
I'm
mean.
not being mean to you either, but you're like looking at me like,
What's
you're a
going
jerk off.
on?
I'm like, okay, yeah, I get that. I'm not trying to be a jerk.
I just want to bring this back to
The superhero fatigue.
Is superhero fatigue. I'm going to hold my position. My position on superhero movies has always been that, for me personally, I love a good superhero movie that has gravitas, right? I want to see, and I think people enjoyed seeing this when superhero movies first started coming out. Iron Man, even Spider-Man, even though there was some nice banter in there. Some of the early Avengers movies. I mean, before they started to show the same movie over and over again with just slightly different CGI backgrounds and actors, there was like good
Fair.
and there was evil and they fought and good won and there was a lot of but man, it was like a monumental struggle, right? It was awesome.
Mhm.
And then and then like the suits, right? It was like, oh wow, let me see, this made a lot of money. Let's make one just like it, and that'll also make a lot of money. And then someone injected a little bit. Well, we have to make it a little more humorous. And a lot of them have turned, and I haven't seen Shazam, but from what I understand from reading some of the online reviews, it's a lot like what Ant-Man, the beef I had with Ant-Man. It's a parody of a superhero show, and I think people like the gravitas. I think they like taking it seriously
I do too.
with a little bit
So-
of banter and a little bit of fun. Yes,
But
just
here's-
like the
here-
first Guardians movie,
Mm.
except for the stupid dance off. That was painful.
But here's the thing: that stupid dance off is in character. Like that. Even though it is stupid, it makes sense that Star-Lord would do that in that scenario of what's happening. At least in my opinion.
Maybe, yeah, I'll
But-
give you that.
I don't want anything too serious. I don't want anything too humorous. That's what I like about Marvel is that they have figured out, and is there success every time? No, but they have figured out that perfect formula of like great heroic moments undercut with great comedy, but those great comedic moments are great bits of character.
Mhm.
Like a lot of, like, for example,
Well said.
like there's great bits of humor in Shang-Chi, but I wouldn't call that straight up a comedy.
You're
Like,
absolutely right.
it's a great
Yep.
action movie.
Mhm.
But then we're in interesting territory because I know our mantra is always fuck the suits. But here's the thing. Kevin Feige, despite like the errors of what's been going on, he's still on our side. Like I have to believe that. Like I know that he has to like care about like, well, he knows that superhero movies could easily go the way of the Western. And I think that what's making his job harder is that he really has to inject some new life into these films. And a lot of that has to do with, I think, kind of dismantling the quote unquote Marvel pipeline, which means that all these movies go through this same system to get made. And I think that it should kind of go back to being more creator driven, like how
Mm.
Favreau was a great pick to do that,
Yeah.
to do the first Iron Man
Mhm.
movies. And then Kenneth Branagh, I always say his last name wrong.
Branagh.
Kenneth Branagh doing Thor makes fucking sense.
Mm.
And then even James Gunn doing Guardians makes sense as well. where I think we started to have a problem is when Marvel parted ways with Edgar Wright because he was supposed to helm Ant-Man.
Mm.
And I think that really set a bad precedent for filmmakers to come in
And
and do unique things.
I'll go you. I'll see your Edgar Wright,
Okay.
and I'll raise you this. I think that you're right. Kevin Feige is still one of the suits who's on our side.
Mhm.
Hence, the She-Hulk TV show.
Mhm.
But that's also one of the inherent pitfalls right there. Is you've got Disney Plus, and you've got to fill that content up, and that's part of the problem that the suits have. Is holy shit, we've got this platform, but we got to fill it with shit. We got to fill it with all sorts of stuff.
Yeah.
And it doesn't have to be shit, but how much money are we willing to throw at
Mm.
this, especially for a platform that people are already subscribed to? So
Chrissy,
does it make sense to throw money at that? I think it does, but and then their earnings are off because Disney, for some reason, they had like their last quarter earnings, they didn't get all the money, so now they're pissed.
yeah,
So
they're
they're gonna
putting
shut
pauses
down.
on projects.
Yeah, they're going to shut down
Shelving
Japan
certain
or
things.
one of the other countries they own, and just no tourists there allowed. It's fucked up. And
Chrissy Wiseman has a cool point, and she's like, fan-driven works seem better. Look at Mandalorian versus the new Star Wars movies. What new Star Wars movies? But yeah, no, Mandalorian is helmed by someone you could tell cares about that franchise. And I'm not saying JJ doesn't, but I think when you helm any of these movies, whether it's Marvel, Star Wars, or anything like that, it's not just a love for these movies that you have to have, or a love for these characters. You have to have an understanding.
Mm.
Yeah.
Like, not just, hey, I love this, I know I can make a great version of it. You have to understand what makes it great,
Yeah.
right.
which is why I'm one of the people who's excited for James Gunn's take on Superman. With everything that he's said in interviews and stuff like that in regards to his script, I think he's got that perfectly down.
Okay.
So
I haven't heard him say much about anything, but you know what? He made Guardians of the Galaxy. My father, before he passed away, knew who Guardians of the Galaxy was.
Mhm.
So,
Mm.
and my father knew nothing about my world, like next to absolutely nothing. He knew who Batman and Superman were, and that's pretty much it. So,
but he knew Guardians.
but he knew who Guardians of the Galaxy were.
Also, Guardians had one of the best soundtracks of any Marvel
yeah.
movie.
True, of course.
Like that it's not a disadvantage, but when you have one of the best soundtracks in all of Marvel, probably since the first Iron Man movies,
Mhm.
you kind of got to look up,
It's true.
because I would adore to just have a conversation with James and like what goes into those musical choices, like the music choice for Yondu's funeral is still for me like one of the best like scenes in a Marvel movie, and that's not only because of James Gunn's direction, but because of the musical choices he makes.
I guess when you have big bucks, you can pretty much get whatever
Oh,
music
pretty
you want.
much.
Yeah.
Give me the money.
The world is your oyster. Someone wants you to direct the Galactus movie. Just FYI.
I would do it, but Mike's
Someone's-
got to write it with me.
Someone's
Oh, cool.
voting
I'm
for
in.
you. Kyle Andrews.
And I'm
Kyle
not a
says
big
Christian
fan.
should direct the Galactus trilogy. There we go.
Mandalorian hasn't been good this season. Andor was
I
fantastic.
disagree. I
Ooh.
didn't like Andor. We watched 6 episodes. Not the biggest.
stopped
fan of
watching
I
it.
stopped watching it.
Really?
The Mandalorian, I thought that the first 2 episodes were
Yeah.
fantastic. The third, I think we were only up to the third, right?
Yeah, this past one.
Yeah. The third episode, we found ourselves looking at each other like, why are they spending so much time? We get the point. Move the story along.
But
It was a little too, and the whole, for those of you who've seen it, if you haven't seen it and you're going to see it, cover your ears, a little bit of spoilers.
Guys, wait,
Spoilers,
hold on.
folks,
Let's give everybody like 60 seconds.
all right,
Okay.
spoilers,
We're
do
going
that.
into spoiler territory.
Spoiler
a
for
little
Mandalorian,
bit of spoiler
episode
territory.
3.
Yes.
So-
A little
Okay.
bit of spoiler territory.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
I love the book ending
Am I-
of it.
am
You're
I-
clear.
Am I clear? Okay. So, there's this whole scene where the doctor, right, finally gives in to temptation, and he's going to go get his stuff, right, from the old Imperial lab, and his fellow.
Hold on, wait. Yeah, you got to give a little bit more back.
His-
He gets like jammed into the The
There's
New
basically
Republic.
a re-education program going on in the New Republic. They're taking a bunch
education.
everybody from the Empire that they feel is worthwhile. They're basically sending to a re-education camp, and then they come back and they assimilate. They give them some kind of dumbass job, and they assimilate into the New Republic. And so I think that the whole episode's a little bit about, you give anyone too much power, everyone's an asshole kind of a thing. Like the Empire were a bunch of assholes, but this New Republic is looking like a bunch of assholes too. And here's the proof, right?
So
and
inept.
so he's betrayed by someone he thinks is in the program with him, but it turns out that she's like a double agent. She's like trying to basically cherry pick out people who are washing out of the brainwashing thing, right? They actually did retain, some some self-motivation. So, but the way that they do it, like the 20-minute chase, that doesn't make any sense, and letting him go into the lab and take all the stuff and then arresting him, I was just like, why? Why did you do that to us? Like, you could have used that 20 minutes so much more effectively for other parts of the story.
And at the end, when, he goes back to when,
Sounds like a filler episode.
I thought that was not, and I couldn't take away from it.
Right.
Like, I know that sometimes you'll have an episode that moves a little more slowly because you're doing character development or you're setting something up and you need that time to kind of get your audience. I just don't think that they needed to take, that much time, and I didn't find it that interesting.
And Din Djarin goes back to Mandalore with Bo-Katan of House Kryze. And I love it. She's a Mandalorian again. So it's very cool.
Mm-hmm.
I was very, very happy with that. I'm like, that is badass.
Do you want to write The Punisher meets Archie?
I really don't.
Okay. Sorry, Kyle. You're probably not going to get the
No, and
the Michael Zapsik version.
I would
of The
much
Punisher,
rather
which is
be the
Archie.
architect. I was talking to Mark Bernardin about that.
Oh,
like
yeah?
they need an architect, somebody who can make sure that
everything works.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Make sure that everything's
works
plugged
well.
in.
Yeah. So anyway.
Oh my God, I didn't see that.
Nope. I'm going to show you guys in a second.
Oh shit.
That makes So that's our little Mandalorian.
Mandalorian minute.
Yeah, Mandalorian minute.
But so far, I'm happy. Like it has been what I wanted from the apparent, because apparently they made some Star Wars sequel movies. I don't know what you're talking about, but like it's been that Star Wars content that I really wanted. And because listen, I'm one of the few people that actually liked Book of Boba Fett. So
I liked it too.
Yeah,
I liked it too a lot.
I love this direction of where they're taking these stories.
I love what Dave Filoni and Jon Favreau have done.
Mm-hmm.
Dave Filoni knows his Star Wars characters.
Listen.
Beck knows her Star Wars characters. Jon Favreau knows these guys, and they know them well. And if I'm forgetting anybody
and I know they're all watching this, so I'm just going to say I'm not really trying to harsh your buzz. I mean, I get what you were trying to do with episode number 3. I just think you took way too long to do it. I mean, it is the truth, right? You look too long in the abyss looks back into you. So you're talking Empire, New Republic. If you're using the same bullshit tactics to oppress people and try to control them, then it's all bullshit. It doesn't matter. It's just like a different color. It's just a different badge and a different passcode, but it's the same old bullshit. So I get that point. It's a great point, especially now in this world where, everyone's trying to convince us like there's the right side and there's the wrong side. But really, if you look into it, it's like both sides are bullshit. So, the right side is
welcome to reality, kids.
Exactly. Being here at the table, with people that you know well and can trust. Everything else is just noise.
I know. More people are more like Palpatine than they are Princess Leia. That's Princess Leia was
sorry.
She was fantastic.
Might drop some truth bombs.
Leia was great at kicking Empire ass, but actually making the trains run on time, not her forte. So, I couldn't rule. I would not be able to. I don't know why people want to take over the earth, like fucking Luthor and Doctor Doom. You're morons, or you're super geniuses who, how the fuck are you going to get
super
assholes
stupid
like us? How are you going to get assholes like us to do what you want?
You're not. You're not.
Sorry, yeah.
No.
You're gonna have to kill a lot of people, and then that's gonna be a small ass kingdom.
Seriously, and that's the only way, and that's the best way to keep it going. Yes.
Speaking of getting people to do what you want, riding on your coattails here, John Wick. I'm going to be out of town this weekend, so I can't go see it Friday. Can we see it early next week?
Sure.
Okay.
We can see it next week.
Sorry.
No, that's all good.
I want to go to Smodcastle to see it, but I'm not going to be here for opening night.
Speaking
Hold
of
on.
seeing,
TM Nerdy, I need to see. TM
What is-
Nerdy said that he saw me Skyping with your shop. If it's who I think it is, TM Nerdy, keep it under your hat for now. We'll announce when we can. And that's a tease and a half.
Spoilers are over, Chrissy. You're good. You can uncover your ears. Spoilers are good. There's something I want to show you guys.
Okay, show it.
So, the good people over at Disgruntled Projects made. Remember how I said how I love me some Hanna-Barbera cartoons?
Yeah,
Oh,
do.
I know what you're going to show us. I saw it before you did.
I
Did
didn't.
you?
No, I didn't see this.
This is new.
Oh
Jesus.
shit! I didn't see this crit.
This is brand new.
Holy
This is-
What do we
Christ.
call him when we don't want to say
this
his
is
name?
brand spanking new from
What-
Engelbert Humperdinck and his team.
Engelbert Humperdinck.
Holy shit. And that's
How?
that's
Hold
made
on.
out of rock.
Right?
Oh, fucking A.
How good is this?
That is. Oh no! Look, that's what I saw.
I know. I love it.
Oh,
I love it.
so much.
It's so good.
We had this big discussion about whether you needed to go all green, and it was back and forth. But I like that Chris took my artistic direction
I love this so
and
much.
gave you the green glasses. But I love it.
Live from
Yes.
the Secret Stash.
Oh,
It's
that's
the
awesome.
greatest show I've
That
ever
fucking
seen.
rocks.
I
Oh,
love
I
that
love
we
it.
keep using Don Knotts as our
Oh, yeah,
spirit
no.
animal.
We need to frame it now. We actually
Look,
need that on our
Kevin's
desk.
wearing a loincloth with a, oh,
Yeah.
look.
Looks like Bam Bam.
Yeah, Jay's like Bam. Oh, is Jay Bam Bam?
No,
Jay's like Pebbles.
Pebbles.
He's got the
okay.
bone in
Oh,
his
yeah,
hair.
Yeah, I see that now. Blind. Oh my gosh.
The
that's
Audrey
so
too.
cool.
Audrey too.
Oh yeah, that's right. Is that supposed to be a stone?
Yeah, that's the board. That's the board. That's my laptop, and then the
he
tiny,
still has the tiny,
the
The
Ghostbusters cut.
Flintmobile. Oh,
the Flintmobile. Yeah.
oh
But
my
it's
God, that's
Ghostbusters.
awesome.
I love this
Rendered-
so
rendered-
much.
That is
How
fucking
amazing is this,
fantastic.
guys?
So hold on, we have to
Oh,
make
shit.
prints of this
Speed
and
buggy?
prints of
Yeah,
So
prints of the
here's
Jetsons too.
But
yeah.
now here's the thing, guys. We have options.
Okay.
If let us know in the comments which would if you wanted a print of either of these amazing drawings, would you want the Jetsons one? Because I love this, but then there's also this amazing Flintstones one. We're gonna do one first. You tell us which one do you want. I love these so
They're
much.
amazing. I love them too.
They're so good.
Engelbert, you and your team did a great job.
Yeah.
That's right.
Let us know, guys, which one you
Oh,
want.
of course,
Oh,
everyone's saying
Flintstones.
both.
I
Okay.
want Prince of
We
both.
we are gonna do both.
we're
Eventually.
gonna do both eventually, but we want to do like a first run.
Yeah.
You know. Everyone's saying Flintstones, but I'm like,
Okay.
but my icon is me as Rosie the robot right
And then
now.
there's Beaten, but Nita Herculoids. Hey,
Ooh.
you know what? Oh my God.
But you put that in the universe.
yeah.
You know, the universe tends to listen. So
It's true.
And,
they
yeah.
both rock, pun intended, but I vote Flintstones first.
Okay.
All right, cool. All right, guys. I think that if you want that, we'll see.
I think
What
we can
I
make
think
it
we can
happen.
make this happen.
I
Yes,
think
we can.
Speaking of making things happen, Mike, you got a top 5?
I got a top 5.
It's time for top 5. Time for top 5. What you got?
All right, from our friends at Visi 8 Entertainment, and I love these guys so much. Their vision. These are they're
You do?
yeah.
I
they're
just deleted an email from them. I thought it was just spam. Yeah, shit. I
No,
gotta
don't
go
worry.
back and
No,
get that.
don't worry
All right.
about that. I didn't say I
I'm
like
te-
their
I'm
emails for
teasing,
God's
I'm
sakes. You email me, you take your life into your hands. But look at the artwork on that, Christian. Changelings number 2. You can look at there. See
Ooh.
that? Unity and Diversity. Visi 8 Studios, Visi 8 Entertainment. These guys are out of, I'm pretty sure it's, well, it's Los Angeles here, but I'm pretty sure it's in India. So,
Oh, with the story setting?
yeah, well, no, not just the setting, but most of their talent
Ooh.
is out of India. And it's about kaiju. And who we have,
Say less.
I'm sorry, say less.
Say less. Kaiju, I'm sold.
Kaiju. All right,
Oh.
cool. And this is the human beings who are empowered to fight the kaiju. So it's pretty.
That's a pretty badass.
Mhm.
Yes.
That's a pretty badass.
Here we go. Numero dos is Pop's Chocolate Shop of Horrors.
No freaking way.
I love.
Is this what I think this is?
I love me some Archie horror comics. from the people that brought you Afterlife with Archie and the Chilling Adventures of Sabrina, it comes some kick-ass Pop's Chocolate Shop. And this is a vignette. This is 3 tales of haunting horror set in the Archie universe and set at Pop's Chocolate Shop. It's pretty cool.
Sold.
Riverdale's own haven of hamburgers, mercantile of milkshakes, and date night destination.
Listen, I know Riverdale's about to come to an end. Say what you will about that show, but I think that the next move for the Archie franchise is to do something horror and animated.
Yes, it's got to
I think you got to do it. Some of the best books to come out of that line of comics have been horror related
Damn
in
straight.
the last couple of years. So, what else we got?
Nightwing 102.
Oh, your favorite boy.
I love my man Nightwing, Dick Grayson. He got his ass whooped.
Mm,
He got his
I mean,
ass
you got to
whooped.
learn.
He got to learn. But he's Nightwing.
He
so
fucked around and he found out.
Well, no, he didn't. Well, he kind of fucked around and found out. He was beaten by a shapeshifter, and the shapeshifter's name is, well, I think it's Smiley Face. That, swear to God, I think that's what they called him.
Smiley face.
Yeah, hold on.
Is there any time travel in here?
No time travel, baby?
I don't like that
This
at
guy
all.
sells his soul, though.
I don't like that face. That's
no,
not a.
no.
It's a scary face.
I don't like that.
Now I always have a smile on my face,
Can
and
you show
that's
the
all
studio
I
audience
have
what
on
the
my
scary
face.
face is?
Yeah.
Smiley face.
Smile. Oh my God, it actually does look like that.
I know, it's really creepy. And so now they're going to do the next issue is called Hell Heist. So they have to get a deal with the devil, and they have to go in and get the actual contract that somebody
They got to
sold their
steal
soul.
a contract
Yeah.
from hell?
got to steal a
That's
contract.
awesome.
So it's called the Hell Heist. And so Nightwing is taking a team of Titans to go into hell, and I love it.
James
Oh,
Gunn.
damn. That's
Yeah.
cool.
James picked that comic
Hell-
up.
Yeah, I'm telling you, Hell Heist.
That's
Yeah, that actually would be pretty.
that's
fucking
pretty
cool.
dope. Christopher Hewitt. He talked back to Batman. That's why he got his ass whooped.
Yeah, he got his ass. Well, that's true.
What we got?
Here we go. Doctor Strange numero uno. So
Ooh.
Doctor Strange died, as
Oh.
do everybody in the Marvel universe. I'm
But let me
sure.
guess, he came back.
He done come back. So now he put out his shingle again. Literally put out his shingle. The doctor is back in
You want to show
Uh,
it to the audience
his-
there? There you go.
to the Sanctum Sanctorum, and anyone who has a problem can go see Doctor Strange. His wife Clea was Sorcerer Supreme for a little while, and now he's just talking to some people now that he's back, and it's actually pretty cool. He's catching up on things
That's cool.
because when you die,
Now he was actually
happens.
like dead, or
Yeah,
was he,
he was-
like in prison
he
somewhere?
was-
and
no, he was
everyone
dead,
thought he was dead.
no, he's
Ah.
dead.
Okay.
He's dead, but they needed him back, so they brought him back. Which
Do we know how? Do they say how he was brought back, or is it kind of mysterious to be revealed later?
I'm sure it was told someplace that I didn't read.
Oh,
So, yeah, so-
okay.
Yeah.
And
Way to
then-
put me on the spot there, woman.
Sorry.
And then finally,
Numero 5. Batman, One Bad Day. And this is the Ra's al Ghul Bad Day. And this is actually really, really amazing. This is Ra's al Ghul, who's an eco-terrorist. And I can't fault him for his logic. He said mankind is a stupid, selfish blight on the earth. And
I haven't heard a lie yet.
no, and he's not wrong.
I was going to
We're-
say fact
yeah.
check
Yeah.
equals true.
Yes,
That's one
exactly.
of the, that's always one of the things I love in a villain when they say all the things and then you're like, I have to kind of agree.
I know, like Killmonger. I really can't say no.
Is he a bad guy?
No. Is he misunderstood? No, he
No.
lays it right out there. So, Ra's is a little bit pissed off at Batman.
When is he not?
Well,
So wait a second. One bad day. So
this is it's been a thing.
well,
One bad day.
One
has
bad
been-
day. Like we saw the Joker, right? The Joker postulated
No, he didn't do a One Bad Day. They didn't have a One Bad Day for the Joker.
But the
'cause
Killing
you've
Joke
already
was
had
sort
it.
of about that, right?
Yes,
About
and this
like
is-
that one bad day that
yeah.
pushes you over the edge.
Okay, that's
from,
where I was getting
you know,
confused.
into. So
'cause-
I was wondering if this is kind of the same thing. If they're showing Ra's al Ghul having his one bad day, like the Joker, you know, turned.
No, this isn't like, and none of them are origin stories because this isn't
Gotcha.
just him. There is
Okay.
also a Catwoman One Bad Day and a Clayface One Bad Day and a Penguin One Bad
But
Day.
but those aren't like all
It's
stories
not
showing
their-
how these characters went from being maybe a little sketchy to being like full on super villains.
No.
because
No, it's
of-
not an
okay,
origin book.
gotcha,
This
gotcha.
is-
No.
but that title does
It's cool.
call back. It is
Yeah.
cool.
And it's it's a bad day for him, but it's actually ultimately it's a worse day for Batman in this particular book.
You know it's fucked up when the villain is having a bad day and then makes it a bad day for the superhero. Good
Oh,
lord.
he made it more than a bad day.
Bad life, bad year.
It's a bad, it's pretty damn bad. So,
Mhm.
but it was pretty cool.
But guess what?
Um,
You can pick up all these comics at your local comic book store.
Or at Jay and Silent Bob's Secret Stash. You give me a call tomorrow and I'll send them out to you.
There you go.
Or
Uh,
shop at your local comic book store. We're not in competition.
no,
There are a lot fewer of us now than there were when I
that's
first
why we
started.
work together.
Yeah, true.
Mhm.
Wait, Batman let Strange
Sure.
use the
Lazarus Lazarus Pit?
Well, I mean,
Adam Strange or Doctor Strange? Two separate.
Mm.
two separate universes,
two-
buddy.
yeah.
Although that would be a cool crossover, Batman and Doctor Strange.
I
That would be
almost
pretty
got
cool.
dumped by Mr. Zapsik for making that mistake.
You never,
early
ever,
on in our dating.
never, ever.
I even forget who I don't forget. Like I was talking.
you never,
and
ever got almost dumped by Mr. Zapsik.
No,
No,
man.
he's
Well,
not
you
that
gave me the
stupid.
look, man. I fucked up. I was in like the DC universe and I mentioned someone from the Marvel universe, and the look he gave me was like that. You have disappointed me so
Listen.
much. I'm not sure I can recover.
That's
I had
so
a
not
I had a
true.
pretty
Yes,
bad
it's
blunder
true,
like that
it's
though,
true.
but it was in the early days of this show where I thought, who did I think was DC or like it was pretty bad. Someone will look through the past episodes, but it's all good. We make mistakes. Things happen. I think
Christopher's got a question for you.
Christian Cortez, I have a Jetsons question. The intro where George gives his wife money, how much does she take from him? The whole wallet.
All of it.
All of it.
Yeah.
He takes all the money.
I think she
She
leaves him like
takes
a
all the
dollar.
money. Yeah.
I think he pulls something out of his wallet
He
and
pulls like a
holds it
single
out, and then she grabs the wallet and leaves him with the $1.
and
Yeah,
jumps out of their flying car, which is
and goes to the mall. Funny enough, so one of the things I love to like, I love to download them on my phone. I love concept art. I've always loved getting the art of books because those have been like some of my
like
favorite.
the Ralph McQuarrie stuff.
Yeah. I love that type of thing. And someone leaked some concept art for an upcoming Jetsons animated movie because there's an active one in development at Warner Brothers Animation, along with Flintstones and apparently Wacky Races. So Scoob was the animated movie that came out a couple of years ago was actually something that kickstarted a Hanna-Barbera cinematic universe.
Wow.
And the goal is to make films based off of their properties moving forward.
That would be so cool. Like, you could do, well, I mean, they made obviously the horror movie of the Banana Splats.
Yes.
You could do like the Goofy Guardsman.
You could do anything.
You could do Magilla Gorilla.
You could do Speed Buggy.
Speed Buggy.
Big race today. I think that if Warner Brothers were to call me, like, which, hey, I'm around. If they were to ever call me and be like, hey, you have any Hanna-Barbera property to do whatever you want with in terms of a feature film, I would pick two. It would be the Banana Splits. I wouldn't do a horror movie. I would do kind of a Blues Brothers getting the band back together movie with the Banana
Oh,
Splits.
Wow, that's funky.
I would do that. Set it in the 70s because, of course. And
70s
then
awesome.
I would do a Speed Buggy movie, but it would be something where it's like It's where they're
Like Herbie the Love Bug.
where they're kind of finding him, and they're like, "Who are you?" He's like, "I'm Speed Buggy, man. Big race today. Let's go find my old people. What happened to them?"
They're all
So
dead. That's what
Warner
happened.
Brothers, give me a call, man. We'll make some great movies together.
I would
Absolutely.
love to see you tackle Space Ghost. Space
Oh my
Ghost and
God.
Birdman. Can you imagine having that superhero universe like the Herculoids, Space Ghost, Birdman, the Mighty Mightor? I mean, they had their own superhero universe.
Blue Falcon?
Oh my God. Blue Falcon, Galaxy Trio.
I mean, Blue
I've
Falcon.
never seen any of this. I don't know what you're talking about.
Blue Falcon is an established hero in
Can we get it?
Hanna-Barbera.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Really? Okay.
But what's dope is that he was in that animated Scooby-Doo movie that came out a couple of years ago.
Oh my God. That's right.
So they established him as a character along with Dynomutt? Was it Dynomutt? Some
Yeah, Dynomutt was Blue Falcon's
Yeah,
partner.
then it was Dynomutt
Yeah.
that they also brought into the fold. So, oh my God, yeah, Captain Caveman was in that movie too. Like Scoob was a fucking.
But I'm looking at that and I'm like, oh fuck, because that's McDonald, you're a racist bastard.
We tried a Captain Caveman Christian. Oh my God,
You son of a bitch. Oh my God.
He did tell me that too, and I knew from the get go it must have been bad.
Yeah,
I still want you to send it to me. I will
Good.
never show it
the
publicly.
funny thing is that Captain Caveman looks like Cousin It, but in smelly caveman form.
I mean, they had great casting for Captain Caveman in that Scoob movie. It was Tracy Morgan.
Oh gosh, yeah. I could
It
see.
was,
I could see
it was
him
his
pulling that
voice,
Oh,
and it was so good
I would have loved to see a live action of Tracy Morgan
as Captain
Oh,
Caveman.
that'd be awesome.
Oh my God! All right, Warner Animation Group, you should hire us,
And you also
please.
have Adam Ant. Holy shit! I mean, they're
There's a whole universe, man, which is why I'm excited because I think that
all
those
sorts
are.
of superheroes.
It's
That's
an
right.
untapped well of characters that don't really get a lot of love outside of Scooby-Doo, the Jetsons,
No.
and the Flintstones.
Mhm.
And yeah, of course, everything's IP based, but I love the idea of like, hey, let's dig that up from the well and give that another shot. Like that's the cool type of remakes I'm cool with.
Mm.
Like, I haven't seen a Wally Gator show since the original. I would love Wally Gator to come back. Like,
They only made like 4 episodes of the
Exactly.
fucking thing, so
You
So-
can kind of go with that. That's kind of. Can I just interject before
Sure.
because I think we're gonna be wrapping up at some point, probably. I just want to remind everyone that Mike McCone, and you're gonna talk a little bit about what people have seen his art in. What
Oh, of
folks have
course,
seen his
they-
art
Oh,
in.
we got a little homework to do.
Yeah, Mike McCone's going to be here
Yes,
on April 15th.
Housekeeping, I meant.
And he is not able to take commissions to have ready when he's here, but while he's here,
you can
if
take commissions.
he will take commissions. He'll be drawing. So he'll be doing black and white portraits when he's here. But if you want a larger commission, he's happy to take it and he'll deliver it back to the stash and we'll mail it to folks. So come, I mean, what you can, you know better than I do.
You can
Lizzie,
you can see his stuff in Exiles by Judd Winnick. He did the J. Michael Straczynski Fantastic Four
Mhm,
during the Civil War run.
mhm,
You had me at J. Michael.
mhm.
He's done Justice League. He's he Justice
Actually,
League United.
go to the Secret Stash online and hit
And-
events, and you'll see he is. Let me see.
He's
in
done a bunch of
DC's Justice League America and Marvel Comics Punisher. In the
Okay.
years since he's illustrated almost every major character for the big two, including Teen Titans, Amazing Spider-Man, and Fantastic Four. Recent projects: Avengers graphic novel, Endless Wartime, and Justice League United. So he's big time, and his artwork. If you
And he's
wanna-
coming here.
Yeah, you could. I have a link on our webpage to his DC Comics page, and you can pull some stuff up and take a look at some of his work. He's just a nice guy. He's just a nice guy. It'll be nice to talk with him. So
And
come
he'll
on
be
out.
in here doing signings
Yep.
and sketches.
And you are most welcome to come in. There is absolutely no cost to walk in the store, walk up to him, hang out a bit, see what's going on. If you decide to do a commission, that's fine too.
Yeah, give him some money.
And then we got some news going on over at the Smod Castle. This was just announced, but this Friday we're going to be doing a screening of The Room with Greg Sestro will be there doing a Q&A afterwards. I think tickets are on sale now.
Mhm.
Then next week we're going to be pretty busy because we're doing Clerks, Bradley Drawn, hosted by Chuck Staten and
Staten.
Staten. It is
Chuck
Staten.
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 Yeah, he'll come down on you with both feet if you say his name
But it's
wrong.
Chuck and his boys over at the at his with his podcast crew doing doing a thing with
Brian
Brian
O'Halloran.
O'Halloran
Yep. And the
And-
Impractical Jokers.
and the
movie.
Impractical well, Brian Quinn is coming for Impractical Jokers.
Mhm.
Q&A afterwards with
Q&A
Kevin.
afterwards with
And that's
Kevin.
on
Oh,
that's
a
on the-
Q&K afterwards. Like what I did there? How good is that? How come they didn't put that on there? A Q&K afterwards.
All right. Get in touch with the website and just have that updated right now. That's on the 31st
Yeah, get in
of
touch
this
with
month. So, yeah. And that's probably going to sell out. If it's not close to sold out already, it's probably going to sell out really quickly.
And-
Yeah,
I
it's
would
the
imagine.
Impractical Jokers. That's
Yeah.
gonna go quick.
And tickets this Friday for the room with Greg Sestero is how much?
I think I can tell you right now. Let me pull that.
That's awesome.
I'll look it up. Smod Castle Cinemas.
Let's see who's faster.
Comes right up on my screen. The Room.
It
Room.
is
$30. Ah, ding,
She
ding, ding,
beat your ass.
by
She's your chocolate
a
kryptonite.
nanosecond. Yes, $30.
So yeah, $30.
Ooh.
Greg Sestero. If you've never seen The Room in a theater,
This is the way to do it.
that's the only way to do it.
Bring a pack of spoons,
Bring some spoons. Bring a football.
mini footballs.
And I think
Bring
if you,
Bring Nerf balls. Nerf
Yes.
footballs.
I think if you book by this Friday, right? Won't Ernie O'Donnell build you a Fortress of Solitude, a custom Fortress of Solitude? I
If
think
that's
I think that's part of the package, right?
if that's a deal,
That would be
shit,
great.
that'd be
but
great.
No.
No, I'm
no.
just trying to start shit and
No,
make
it's-
Ernie's life harder.
No.
So yeah, okay.
No.
No,
Wear
you-
light clothing. 200 people in the
probably
theater.
won't do
It gets
that.
hot. That is a little recommended. It does get it does get a little warm in there.
That's true.
But it's going to be a fun time. If you have never seen The Room on the big screen,
Mhm.
this is the way to watch it.
Oh,
This is the way to do it. So,
this is the way.
but yeah,
Friday Night Frights are coming back too.
ooh,
Mm-hmm.
at Smod Castle Cinemas.
That's right. On the
I
20,
love it there.
on the 24th, where you spend all your almost all
Well, that's
your
this
time
Friday.
there. That's this Friday.
What's going on?
Friday
there?
Night Frights. I'm trying to see. Make it big. It
Nothing.
just doesn't say. It just says trivia and prizes.
Nothing.
Show up. Pay your $10. Come on. You're gonna have
$10,
you're gonna
oh
have
God.
at least $10.47 worth of fun there.
Maybe it'll
So,
be Fright Night.
Yeah. Maybe
That'd
it'll
be
be.
awesome.
Maybe it will be.
And then for those who bought tickets for it, we actually moved the date. Film Hawk, which was going to be a documentary on Bob Hawke, is going to be is now on April 2nd, not April 1st. So we will be showing that as well. Yeah, that's pretty much it over at Small
Yeah.
Castle. Aside
There's a lot of shit
That's
going
a lot,
on,
man.
and it keeps getting added. So
They're like, that's all there is. Just Greg Sestero's
listen,
coming
I don't like to
Brian
think about it.
Gwynn.
Listen, because that's all the work I got to do.
I know,
So-
Christian. Did you take a look and see what your schedule's going to be like? Here we
I
go.
just did. It's very busy.
It is. It is.
But yeah, no. But
and I want to
listen.
just give shout out to Tom Perrone. We have
Oh my God! Yes.
those of you may have seen
Tomas.
some announcement. So we're very happy to have some of his Muba, the Book of Muba pins in the store. You can see that. And I want to thank The Dark Nate Returns. Nate Gonzalez, a lot of you know, he does a tremendous amount of work and it's all spectacular with Kevin. He designed the gift cards, the electronic gift cards that we have available too. So, and they are super cute.
He's also doing the cans, the can art for the beer that Ross Brewing is doing for both the Secret Stash
That's right. And Smodcastle.
Smodcastle.
Mhm.
We're both places are getting our own beers.
know.
Ooh,
Yeah.
okay.
And we'll be able to reveal more next time, but the
yeah.
but the artwork's pretty dope. Features a couple of people that are near and dear to our hearts.
Like Kevin and Jay.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, Kevin
I was
and
going
Jay
to say,
always.
I'm on a beer. That's great.
Kevin and Jay always. Kevin and Jay always. But
For
yes.
sure.
Mhm.
I think that's about it, guys. I think
I think that's enough, man.
yeah, I
might
think
be.
that's
We-
enough.
We're like 5 pounds of shit in a 2-pound bag.
Guys, that
All
was
right.
another episode of Live from the Secret Stash. As always, thank you for joining in and watching our crazy little show. Mike, Julia, thank you guys so much. You're excellent hosts. And come on down to the Secret Stash. Come say hello.
65 Broad Street in Red Bank, New Jersey. Parking, you're on your
you're
fucking
on your
man.
own.
What the hell?
Yeah.
No, don't look at me.
Welcome to Thunderdome.
Yeah,
dude.
exactly.
Welcome to Thunderdome.
Peace.
Until next time, guys, take care. Bye.
Hey kids, we're live at the Secret Stash with Mike, Julia, and Christian. It's a hella bash. Tune in and check out the podcast. We got the nerd button on repeat and we're gonna smash. Come on in, I assure you that we're open. Shoe polish on our signs, cause our locks are always broken. You need that view askew? You know we got you, dude. Show